Hey, so in a previous video you saw where I did some Wish.com unboxings, bought a few bike products, and I did some unboxings. Well, two of those items were grips. One was a clamp-on style and the other was a silicone slip-on style. So today what we're going to do for this video is we're going to install them on some bikes and get a little ride in, see how they go, and hey, let's get into it. All right, so now typically you might be used to using something like a grip adhesive. I've used some spray adhesive, usually on some older grips that are getting tired, and very commonly I've used spray paint to hold on some new grips. Well, we won't be needing these today because we have rubbing alcohol. The higher the concentration, the more I like it. So we have the Rock Brothers grips today and the silicone slip-on grips. So to start out, we have the silicone ones. We're not going to start out with these actually, but just a regular spongy silicone ones. Stay tuned to see those because it'll be a good install because it should work for any silicone grip because it's exactly how I put my wolf tooth ones on my Nomad. What we're going to get into first is these Rock Brothers. Really drawn to them for the price is just a few dollars. I think it was like $3, $5. And they are a foam style grip. They say Rock Brothers on them, so it's kind of cool. And they're not going to be all like Rock Brothers and then one's upside down on the bike either, the way they're printed. They're a clamp on, which seems like a decent design. And they have some Rock Brothers end caps there. They're just regular style push on ones. So I got my son's GT here and we're going to install them on it. First, I got to get these old grips off. So a few little tips on getting the old grips off. You can use alcohol. I've used WD-40. Take a screwdriver, preferably a Phillips head screwdriver. Jam it down in it. Spray some WD-40 in it. You can work the grip right off, but then you got to follow up with cleaning it with some rubbing alcohol. Or take a good old-fashioned razor blade, right down the side, peel the grip off, throw it away. These, I'm not going to use the razor blade. I'm going to slide them off. So I also have plastic pry bar. I can get in here and try and get these other bar plugs out without damaging them. It's nice to try and save your old bar end plugs because you never know when they'll come in handy. You ding up your old ones, you lose them. I found plenty on the trail. Now these grips were old and starting to slip. So what I did was worked on them and used some spray adhesive when I put them back on. So I'm just going to work the screwdriver around in there a bit. Use a little bit of this alcohol. Just kind of work that in there. Get the grip. Just a little bit of muscle. Just slide right off like that. So we're good. Alright, so we got that off. Make sure it's clean. Doesn't have to be too clean, of course, but you don't want it oily or anything because you're going to rely on this to clamp down. I'm going to loosen the grip up here, this bolt. Then we can slide combination brake lever and shifter inward more because we want to have some room to put this on. We're going to make sure this screw on here is pretty loose, which it is. It's a 3 mil. Gonna get it about where we want it. She's stiff going on, boys. I'm gonna back it up just so she's flush-ish with the bars there. Because again, that's pretty stiff. We're gonna go ahead, we're gonna tighten it up. Probably nothing worse than having a grip come off in your hand. I've had it happen with a new set of grips on a BMX track. That wasn't fun. So it moves a little bit. Yeah, I can get these quite a bit tighter. Now again, on your carbon bars, you want to be really careful, I'm sure. because you don't want to crush the carbon. There'll be torque specs on the bars. But again, if you're running carbon bars, you're probably not running $5 Rock Brothers grips. There's our bar end plug. And hey, we got one side done. We're going to do the other side and switch over to the other bike. So I've already taken the liberty of setting the bike up, getting ready to go, getting the Allen wrenches figured out. What I'm going to do is I have these silicone grips, but I have grip shift on here. So I'm going to cut these down to fit, because you can't always get the same little stubby ones that you want that came originally with the grip shift. So you can run these the same length, push your grip shift all the way in. I don't quite want to do that. I want to take about 1.5 inches off of these. So I'm going to measure them and cut them. You can use some regular kitchen shears, some heavy duty shears, but you might get a little bit of a wave, so you got to kind of go in and cut around, or you can use a straight razor. So I'm going to use a razor blade. I'm going to cut down through them. I'll skip over that part because I'm sure you can handle measuring and cutting. They're soft foam, just cut straight through them. Probably even use your mom's kitchen knife. Just don't get caught. So I cut through them, got my little nub in here. About 1 inch I cut off of the grips. I was sizing them up and looking about how much further I wanted to go in, just because I got big hands, give me a little more room, so I can about fit my whole hand on the grip and not on the grip shift at all. Yeah, I know a lot of you don't have grip shift, but if you're looking at these Wish videos that I'm doing, you might have an older bike, you might have a Walmart bike, doesn't really matter. You might have a high-end bike, because they still make high-end grip shift. So we're going to get into putting these on, silicone style grips, using rubbing alcohol, and that's it. So first you got to get the old grip off. So we're going to loosen these nuts up here, these bolts, because I went and got Cane Creek lock-on grips that I found that were stubby, and they're pretty nice. But what I found was, with the two collars on here, I don't really have a whole lot of grip that's hitting my hand, so they're gone. They weren't bad, don't get me wrong, but I got big hands, so they just weren't the best for me. You can see a little bit of the spray paint on here from grips past. It's the last time I've had grips on here. I've used spray paint. It slides on, it sticks the grip on really well. So we're going to loosen my grip shifter up. We're going to drop that Allen wrench inadvertently. We're going to get that Allen wrench. We're going to loosen up my brake lever. Now when you're all done with a grip install, you typically have to put the bike down, sit on the bike, and just kind of double check to make sure everything is set where you want it, because comfort is king, and you want to have everything available at a good attack position. So we're going to push the brake lever on in, we're going to push the grip on in, grip shift on in. We're going to get some of our handy dandy alcohol. I get it in a spray bottle because it works really well in a spray bottle. We're going to get our grip, silicone foamy grip made by a bunch of different companies. These were from Wish. We're going to spray the bar up really good. We're going to spray inside the grip really good. Now we're just going to send her home. So spraying up in the grip, spraying up on the bar, in the grip again. We're going to fit her on there. There we go. You want to shove it in, but you want to make sure you don't shove it in too far. Give it some twists. Make sure it's seated in that position, that it's not knurled up, you know, like bound up, and it's going to want to expand or contract because you stretched it too much. And it's on. We didn't have to use any air pressure or any of the fancy ideas that some people have to put these on. Just some straight up alcohol. You can use the 50-50. I like the 93. I think this is 93. Yeah, it's 91%. Hey, what's the difference, right? We got the end caps go in there, and voila, it's done, right? And they're just about dry on there. So that's the beauty about that, is you don't have to wait for anything to dry when you use the alcohol. Now I can take my grip shift, I can slide it right back on up here, tighten it down, bring my brake lever over, tighten that down, do the other side, and then I'm done. So we installed all the grips, got the bikes out, took them for a ride. You know, they feel nice. They're just a silicone grip. The Rock Brothers clamp-ons are a little more foamy feeling, whereas the regular slip-on ones are a little smoother finish, a little more on the outside, a little more finished. And they're both very comfortable. They both work great. Now realize they're not going to be as durable as a regular rubber grip. Whether you want to buy some ODIs, some lizard skins, they're just not going to hold up the same, regardless of whether you buy them from Wish or not. But why spend $20, $30 on a pair of silicone grips when you can get them for under $5 off of Wish? That's up to you to decide. It takes about 2 weeks to get. They installed great. They feel great. So hey, you know what? Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you enjoyed watching, and consider giving it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Hey, have a great day and keep riding.